Hello, my name is Ummu Bradley Thomas, founder of Freddie Jones Incorporated and author of the Polish That Pays series. And we talked before in episode 22 about a very basic table setting. Well, now we're going to do a very formal setting and then move on to wine glasses. I myself, I'm not a drinker. However, as an etiquette consultant, I get called upon from time to time for people to learn the etiquette of wine glasses and the sorts of wines that you prepare with your meals for special events. Okay, so let's start again. From the previous video, if you recall that all of your forks are on your left. So the word fork has 4 words, F-O-R-K, sorry, 4 letters, F-O-R-K, and left is 4 letters, L-E-F-T. Now, there's exception to this fork rule, and that's for cocktail forks, which are found at the very end. And I normally have my cocktail forks, but I lent them out after a party. Okay, so that's the only exception to the rule. And above, we have a fork there, and that is our dessert fork. The rule is anything in a plate, we use a fork. Anything in a bowl, we use a spoon. So the fork would be for cake, and a spoon would be for our ice cream, if you get ice cream, or perhaps a sorbet of some sort. Okay. So let's move from here. The first fork is my salad fork. The next fork is my dinner fork. And the final fork is my fish fork. On this side, we're working from the inside out. This is my salad knife, onto my dinner knife, and finally with my fish knife. Now, while we're moving, we talked about yesterday, if you saw the previous video, this is my soup bowl. So my soup spoon is at the very end. Why? Because I start with my soup first. Once we use our soup, this is cleared away. Our next would be our salad. So we use our salad utensils. Once that's all done, and we have our salad plate, which I don't have here, we clear them away. Next, what are we left with? We are left with our main course, or meat, and we clear those away. And then finally, some sort of fish, and we clear those away. Lastly, we have up here, rather you would have ice cream or cake, and those are up there. Now lastly with that, we have our teaspoon, which we often use for coffee. Coffee is served at the end of the meal, although people ask for it at the beginning. That is usually that goes with your dessert, a coffee. But let's hang on to that idea for a minute. Up here is our bread, and usually that is served even before your soup, and people begin to nibble on their bread, and I have my butter knife there. Now I have here a bevy of glasses, so let's start from here. This is our water goblet. Here is our flute, and this is for dessert wines, sparkling wines, champagne, but typically with desserts. Here is our red wine glass. If we're having red meat, we need this red wine glass. If you have people there that drink, many people don't, some do. And here, our wine glass. Now notice our red wine glass is larger than our white wine glass. Our red wine glass is more of a bowl shape at the bottom. This is to help with the aroma from the red wine, the Bordeaux wines. Okay, so we have our white wine glass with our white meats, porks or chicken, that sort of thing. These wines will help out to bring out the flavoring in the meats, okay? And then finally, this is called a sherry glass. And guess what? The sherry glass is usually that is served with your very first thing, soup. So sherries and soups. Okay, so now that we have that all wrapped up, again, I had our dessert here, all of our forks here. Only exception to the rule of the fork was all the way at the end for our cocktail purposes. I had my napkin over here to the far left. Now let's stop for a second and move over. And we'll talk a little more about wine glasses and other glasses that we will use over the holiday. And let's borrow some of these. Okay, so here we are. Okay,